Welcome everybody to Celluloid and Scotch episode 13. And I am sipping on a Macallan 12 year, and Carlito, my co-host, is on the say Glenfiddich.
Glenfiddich 18, baby. Cheers.
I'm guessing it was pricey. Salute.
I actually got it on sale, so not as pricey as normal. That's like the only reason why I grabbed it.
Today we're going to do fun movies, sort of, if you're into that thing. We're doing the Raid 1 and the Raid 2. You can get this as a just one-piece set. I had bought these individually when they came out on Blu-ray. Pretty cheap too. Like, I think the two-piece set's like under 20.
Yeah, I think I got it for $14.99.
Yeah, like if you hunt around, this was a new series for you. I talked about it, and you bought it just kind of blindly because I talked about it.
Dude, I pretty much I can't think of anything or any reason why I wouldn't buy something blindly that you haven't steered me wrong. So, like even that horror one, like that funny kind of off kilter. Man, what was it? That crazy alien.
Psycho Gorman.
Psycho Gorman, dude, that was fun. That was awesome.
But you're kind of like the Power Rangers stuff, and that's like Power Rangers if it was a horror movie.
Oh, I don't like Power Rangers
stuff. Oh, I thought you were.
No.
I think I got you and Panda and Burke confused.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. If I'm lumped into it, I don't really care. It's just, no, I'm not really. I kind of missed that.
I was too old for it when it came out, but it was very like omnipresent.
See, that's how I felt. Like, and I guess I'm sort of around the same age, but I'm a little older, and I was just like, this isn't for me. My brother was a year and a half younger though, and his generation was totally into it. So
yeah. This movie was made in Malaysia using mainly Malaysian actors. It had a whole different name. Serbuan Mott is its overseas name, from 2012, the first movie. Sony Classic Pictures picked it up randomly to distribute in America, and it then became the Raid Redemption. Its budget was $1 million. I just had it up.
So what does that mean? And is it Malaysian, I'm assuming? Or
I don't know. It didn't give the actual translation here.
Because I know, aren't there different provinces that speak different dialects?
Yeah, I believe there is.
Okay.
$1,100,000 was the production budget on the first movie.
Really? That's actually not bad. I was assuming the first movie was like super low, but
it was very low. Again, all practical stunts, very little effects. It did $4 million domestic, $5 million international. My cat is meowing.
What was the distribution on that? It had to be like minimal theaters. Did it tell you at all?
It doesn't. I do remember it was a pain in the ass to see in the States. Like, you had to go to an art house theater or something like that. Alamo Draft House, something like that. Like the theaters that play kind of like different weird shit that you don't get to like see. So the basic concept of this movie is, if anybody's seen Dread, it's almost in that same vein, but it's a police force going into this apartment complex that basically has like the worst scum and villainy, and run by this one overlord and his two henchmen. And you literally get, 10 minutes of just kind of peaceful, quiet stuff. There's, the nervous rookie and everything on their way to this complex. Our main hero, his name is Rama. And you don't get the hint that he's a badass. till, I don't know, quarter of the way through. And literally they fuck up right from the beginning, where a kid sees them and then starts to run to go yell police. They shoot the kid dead through the door. And from then, it's a shit show. It's one of the most, like, if you took the Daredevil TV show and just basically that hallway fight that Daredevil was in the first season and put that on about, I don't know, 10 floors. The pacing is so frantic, kinetic. There are quiet points, but it's mainly to build tension.
Right.
And fuck, some of these fights, like, if you've watched Jackie Chan movies where the fights are entertaining, but they're still very clean, this says fuck that. They use anything, everything. There's a brutality. It's like a street fight.
It's raw. That's what I like to think. That's what I kept thinking. Yes. Like, even the second one is more polished, but still, both of them are just raw. Like
$4 million budget on the second one.
As raw as you can get, kind of, as far as fighting and filming, sort of. So,
and weirdly, the filming, like, it doesn't bounce around too much in the first one. Like, it's very, very well shot, clean. The fights are framed really well. The choreography for how, as we said, like, the fighting is dirty. Like, literally, they will use it. There are beer bottles broken left and right, cutting people's throats open, stabbing them in the temple.
Yeah.
There is a violence.
A fluorescent bulb, a broken fluorescent bulb.
Yes.
That was awesome.
There is a violence in this that, like, it makes you almost uncomfortable watching at times because, like, they're breaking bones. They're... So there's a scene, so you as a first-time watcher, when they're in the hidden wall, and the guy with the machete is, like, shoving it through, when it's cutting the guy's cheek, were you just like, holy shit?
God, dude. There were a couple of moments like that, and that one in particular, for sure, where I was just like, yeah. You know, I was like, damn. This is gritty and freaking raw, man. I loved it.
The English dubbing is not the best.
Oh, I got a story about that. So it automatically selects that on my set.
Same here.
And so it started, and I'm like, what the I am not, because I used to be like, I hated reading at movies, but then I don't know when that switched. I want to say it might have been around Train to Busan, when I kind of discovered a bunch of foreign films. I'm like, oh my God, this is way better. Even though I'm like reading, it's like, it's way better to get the natural, because, oh crap, man, the English dubbing is just god awful. So I spent like 10 minutes trying to figure out, well, not that long, but it felt like 10 minutes. I'm like, I stopped it, and I'm like, I got to figure out how to get the original audio. And the other thing was, so the selection it chooses has the Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park music with it, which was great. But I'm like, I should probably watch it with the original stuff. And actually, I thought that was damn good too. So
I've never watched it with the original score.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as polished, but it still goes with it great. So, but now I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it with the Mike Shinoda score and see if I feel anything different. But yeah, I finally switched it over. I'm like, I got to hear I think it was Portuguese or Spanish. I can't remember.
It might have been Tagalog.
Portuguese, I think.
But
then I had the subtitles in English, so I was like, all right, this is cool. But
Indonesian Bahasa, Portuguese, Spanish, and then Spanish Latin. There's a Spanish Castilian.
So whatever the master audio, which I'm guessing was the first one you read, that's what I had it on.
English had the DTS HD master, and then Spanish had 5.1 Dolby.
Oh, so mine's different. Because
it might be. I've got an older version of it.
Yours is better because my English version was not master. I didn't even think it sounded like 5.1 to be honest, but it didn't really say. It just said English. But the master audio, I swear it was Portuguese, but maybe not. I don't know.
It might be. There is a Portuguese
Indonesian,
here.
maybe, I guess. But
There was a Portuguese Spanish on here.
So it said original master 5.1 or not 5.1. Master HD something something. But anyway, that long story short, that's the one I chose and stuck with on both of them. I made sure on the second one I was like, I'm not even gonna mess with the English dubbing because it's unwatchable.
It was bad. Like it was a little bit off too. The time sequencing of it, like there was just like a half second off, and I was just like, I'm doing other things, so like I'm not gonna complain too much.
And that's no discredit to the voice actors. Actually, the voice actors were not bad. It's just however they edit it or whatever. Like it doesn't line up. The same thing happened to me when I was trying to watch this German show on Netflix called Dark, and people were like, "Oh, you got to watch the English subbed or English dubbed," and I'm like, I don't know. And I tried that, and I lasted about 10 seconds, and I'm like, nope, I got to watch it in the original German. So
the thing I will say about this movie, it's one that if you get up and go to the bathroom, you might miss something.
Yeah, I didn't in that first one. I didn't do anything. I sat.
That's how fucking breakneck the pacing is on this.
Yeah,
where like
loved it.
You're moving up floors, you're moving down floors. Like they took an axe and fucking chopped through the floor so they could get away from people. They put a propane tank into a fridge and then fucking exploded it out the door.
I was like, at the time, I was like, oh, I've never seen that before. That's pretty cool.
There was a cool twist with Rama, and what turns out to be one of the henchmen is his brother.
Oh, yeah.
The last fight was fucking incredible.
Oh, the last fight was amazing. Yeah, same thing with the second one, too.
Yes.
That was fucking brutal.
Yeah.
So much blood.
But I'd say like this movie, it's not high art, but if you love action and like watching well choreographed fight scenes, fuck, like this is the movie for you. And again, for $15 to get both movies, they're highly entertaining.
Can you stream them anywhere right now? I don't even know. Maybe Amazon.
Netflix had it for a while. Okay. I know you can rent them from wherever. I just don't know if they're free streaming.
I don't think they are.
And honestly, the quality on the streaming is not.
It's a little suspect, I'll tell you.
Sometimes, yes. So off topic a little bit. I got the 4K Lord of the Rings, the extended trilogy and theatrical trilogy.
Nice.
So we got to Return of the King, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to get up and keep changing discs, because even on 4K, you have to swap the discs on the extended.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn long.
Oh, my God.
So I was like, I'll just watch the movies anywhere digital code I turned in. It's not bad. But when watching the discs, there is a noticeable crispness that is missing.
Yeah.
Which it makes sense. Like the physical copy will always be superior.
Yeah.
Strange thing from that set though. Fellowship had the worst transfer. There was no improvement in my opinion. Like little color adjustments, but the sound actually was worse than all of the rest.
What studio owned Lord of the Rings?
Dimension,
at the time,
or New Line.
New Line, okay.
Yeah, but it's crazy because like the sound on Two Towers and then Return of the King, or at least 8 times better. Like even just on the TV, not through my sound system, 8 times better.
Wow.
Not muddy. Like it's clearly hearing everything.
Yeah, your TV, dude. It looks freaking beautiful. You posted something the other night, and I was just like, wow,
by
amazing.
Horizon Forbidden West Pictures.
I didn't even know what it was, but I'm just like, holy shit. That looks gorgeous.
There's certain movies now I'm noticing more and more. I'm just like, okay, like I had buyers buying this TV, and for anybody curious what I bought, I got the LG OLED C1. It was $1,700 for the 65-inch, but holy shit, it was awesome.
Hey.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Drinking Scotch here. I don't know if that's Dan or it's probably Dan.
So we'll kind of do this a little differently. So for part one, like you being new to it, how did you feel about it?
I had one major complaint, but other than that, like it was fucking awesome. I really can't say or think anything else about it. Like I mean, I don't know. It was just awesome to watch something like. I gotta admit,
it's not high cinema. Like that's the one thing. Like I
no,
know we've done a couple of art movies at
yeah,
times, so
no.
like,
Well, it doesn't try to be something it's not
no,
either, you know. So that's I respect stuff like that. So, um, yeah, and most of the time, I'll be honest, like these type of movies, especially as I get older and more like stoic and like settled down and calm, uh, aren't really my bag anymore. But God, I could not hate on. I love it, man. I'm so glad I bought it when it was on sale too, because I haven't even seen it since. And honestly, like I messaged you that one day, Best Buy like got rid of like 80-90% of the physical media they had there for movies in my location, and I'm just like,
that used to be
this
Target for me.
sucks.
Like Target, I would walk in and I'd walk out with like Blu-ray deals, like older movies where I'm like, $10. What am I gonna do? Like I have to
Yeah,
pick this up. And now, like if it's not a new release, you're not getting it.
yeah, and I used to blind buy VHS and DVD way back in the day when I was like super hardcore movie just obsessed. But then after I had a few duds and stuff and buyer's regret, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be a lot more selective and picky. And with Blu-ray and 4K, like I so far I have not struck out, and I'm pretty thankful for that. But it's because of people like you and John's Comments with Kids, and you know a few other people I kind of trust. Like they know my taste, and I kind of know like where they're at, and so it's like it's a win-win. I'm not going to lose on that, you know.
Well, I'm in a horror message board on Facebook or a group called Killer
Nice.
Flicks, and there's recommendations on horror movies constantly. And there is a couple of movies that everybody ranted and raved about were great that I watched. I was like, oh, go fuck yourselves. This is so pretentious. It Follows is one of the ones that like everybody says they love.
I
And
fucking love that movie.
so I love the actress Micah Monroe. Like I fell in love with her watching The Guest. I just didn't love that movie. And then the Babadook, that kid, I wanted to throw out the fucking window.
I love the Babadook. So I think that's our one kind of separate.
But I think
genre.
it's filmed. I think it's filmed well. That's the thing. Like it's just certain part of it bugs me enough that I'm just like, go fuck this.
I get it.
My friend did watch that Guillermo del Toro movie, Antlers, about the Wendigo and the kid.
Vaguely heard about that, but
like it low key just came out on VOD and
okay.
I think it's on Amazon Prime Instant actually right now. It's definitely on Shudder. She loved it. I haven't gotten to watch it yet, but she fucking loves this movie. So I'm like, okay, if she likes it. I mean, we've had disagreements on movies before, but I'm like, okay, I got to check it out. Plus, it's Guillermo del Toro, so I know, like, it's gonna be creative.
That's the thing, dude. I was just thinking, like, I'm hit or miss with Guillermo. However, I will say, I love the passion and the dedication and the work he puts into his films and to his craft. I can't deny his talent, and so I just some of his
like
projects, I just I'm like,
but it's like Quentin Tarantino. Like, I might not love everything, but I can respect the energy he puts into it
for sure.
And then, like, I sent you that link with him and Eli Roth talking movies for 4 hours.
Dude, Knock Knock is still one of my favorite, like, underrated horror flicks. But yeah, like, I think horror we're kind of way different because I thought was stupid. Hereditary and The Witch were pretentious, and I'm like in the minority though. I'm like one of 3 people in the Midwest who didn't like those two.
I didn't love Hereditary. The Witch, I think what I really, really liked was Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I liked her. You know, I'm not gonna hate on her, but
there were interesting parts of it. It was slow, but like every A24 movie, it was real slow.
Yeah, and then the Midsummer I thought was kind of, I don't know, kind of
Midsummer. As soon as they started eating the soup with the pubes in it, I'm not gonna lie, it lost me a little bit.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
As you're watching this, did you kind of have the thing after I told you about the whole Gareth Evans was supposed to do the Deathstroke movie that you're like, motherfucker?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Especially that first one. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, God. And, like, hearing what that movie was supposed to be was so in this director's wheelhouse. It was an Arkham Escape movie.
Absolutely. And,
like,
no, go ahead. I'll finish my thought later.
How the fuck do you not find the money even to do it on HBO Max? If you don't believe enough on it to do it on the, like, they could have done that movie on the cheap. Joe Manganiello is not expensive. Could he have done all the stunts? Fuck no.
Well, he could have done a lot, but yeah. No, but there were a couple moments where the whole time I'm thinking, like, that's a Deathstroke moment. That's a Deathstroke moment. Like, especially with the when they do go to the snipers and the way that that's shot, and like the one guy they do, I think it might have been the first one. It's like, so you see the sniper, and then it cuts to the guy, and like his freaking head explodes before you hear the shot, and like just the way it's put together, I'm like, yep, that's Deathstroke right there. That's awesome. No, totally. I can see why there was a small faction in the community that was like, dude, that would be fucking awesome if he directed that movie, you know? So
yeah, like it for a moment, and like I saw his name get attached, I was like, it makes so much sense that it's stupid if he didn't.
But there's not a huge amount of Deathstroke fans, I'm gonna be honest. So
weirdly though, Joe Manganiello has a lot of fans though. Mm-hmm. Like I guess it's probably because of Magic Mike and True Blood.
Yeah, I liked him in True Blood. I've never seen Magic Mike, but
so it's really weird. And then I sat there and I'm like, okay, like, and then you put Batman near the end of the movie, you know, knocking his eye out. Like, perfect ending. But, you know, WB made the decisions they do. Like, I don't understand why Gareth Evans is doing more action movies. Like, this is his Bible and Testament, these 2 movies.
Yeah.
I could talk about fucking movies that never happened forever.
Speaking, well, sort of, not really, but movies I haven't seen yet. Both Blu-rays had 10 previews and ads I had to skip through because it's Sony. But
yeah,
I will say the one that I actually watched on the first one anyway was for Looper. I still haven't seen that yet. Still haven't seen Looper yet, and that looks like a Rian Johnson film that I could like.
So Looper, interestingly enough, they're smart about time travel.
That's what John said too, because we got into this whole time travel movies one night. It's one Saturday.
Well, you know how sometimes they over-explain everything?
Yeah.
This one they say, time travel's a thing. If you think about it, it's going to hurt your brain.
Right.
And that's it. That's all they ever say about it again. And they end it, and it's Bruce Willis not mailing it in.
Yeah, which I haven't seen a movie he hasn't mailed it in. Oh, my God. I can't even remember the last one.
Looper was entertaining. Paul Dano is in it, who's going to be the Riddler in the new Matt Reeves Batman, which I'm sure the Matt Reeves Batman will be talking about.
Nice.
After it comes out. I'm going next Friday.
And last night I was on Panda Awesome's channel, and they're talking about that. I've been wanting a Riddler ever since the late 90s, after they kind of shot craps with the movies and shit. But I actually wanted Christopher Nolan to do the Riddler, obviously before The Dark Knight came out, but like there were rumors at the time and like fake fan posters that were starting to go online, like right about the time stuff was going viral, and there was a Johnny Depp as the Riddler, Dark Knight, and I was just like, oh, that would be fucking awesome.
It would have made me not watch it.
Oh, come on, man!
I hate Johnny Depp.
What?
Maybe it's the Tim Burton of it all. Like,
okay.
I feel like he's become a one-trick pony.
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Also, have you seen the fucking cast for this new Christopher Nolan movie?
Yeah, dude. I'm getting stoked for the Oppenheimer one.
Yeah, Kenneth Branagh, Florence Pugh, Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, Josh Hartnett, Jack Quaid, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Rami Malek, Dane DeHaan, Michael Angarano, like, David Desmal. Oh God, I can't pronounce his fucking name.
It's gonna be good, man. I think it's
Alden Ehrenreich, and like, it's crazy. And Cillian Murphy's playing Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Did you see that still of him that came out?
Yes.
God, that was awesome.
And so I've heard he's an actor I like.
Oh yeah, I've heard that because like the complaints with how Nolan is too technical or too non like what do you call
it's
it?
All practical.
Or well, no, I'm getting to like no emotions or whatever kind of the last couple movies or something like that. I don't know. But apparently this one from some critics and insiders that like it's kind of a revisit to his old form of like what was that one we just talked about?
Dunkirk?
Prestige,
yes.
So I'm super looking forward to this now because I wasn't sure.
I thought Dunkirk was very emotional.
Oh, I did too, but like my dad thought it wasn't because I have two theories. There's the people that go to movies to see a story, like a cohesive story, like the Saving Private Ryan, like kind of deal where it's all the way through. And then there's people that go to movies that just love movies. And my dad's one of those that likes to see like the story and the explanation and background. So, he's a fan of Dunkirk for that, but he said it was, awesome technically and stuff. But
I go through phases where I just want a popcorn movie. And I feel like that's what the Marvel movies have been for me, where I go just kind of sit down and lose myself. Like I'm not overly emotional during them. Like, when I saw
you don't get emotional during Infinity War and Endgame. Come on, man.
Gambit and I went to see Endgame together, and there was a girl sitting next to him that was bawling, crying.
There's a couple parts where I like the first time I saw Endgame, I was like, nope, I'm a hard ass. Not gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen. Nope. And I choked up a little bit.
There's one movie that has made me cry, like lately, and oh boy, it is. It's My Life with Michael Keaton.
Oh, that's a fucking great movie.
That part where his dad is shaving him when he's already become mentally incapable. I started bawling watching that. I couldn't do it. Like I was just like, I got to turn this movie off. If I watch any more, it's just gonna be nonstop tears. And that was like the last movie that literally made me cry.
It's a good movie, man.
It was. It was just very, very hard to watch.
Yeah. Was that
Michael Keaton's very underrated?
I'm trying to figure out who did that movie because you can't find it anywhere. Like I haven't seen that in probably a decade on physical media or anything really. It might have been on Netflix for a while. It
doesn't even come on cable that much.
No, it's like I don't know if Disney has it because then it might be on moratorium like they love to do to a lot of their films, but hopefully Disney is listening to this and they're like, we need to get some movies off of moratorium.
Does not actually say who put it out.
I was thinking it was like Paramount, but I don't know. It's been so long.
It's on Prime Video.
Okay. But is it free with Prime? Probably not.
No. So it's at weirdly enough, it's a 6.8 out of 10 on Rotten Tomatoes.
6.8?
Yeah.
That seems pretty, well, no. For a Rotten Tomatoes, that's probably about right. So I bet the fan score is a lot higher. Or the cinema score or whatever. So I thought I poured a big glass, but this seems to be going pretty fast.
So we'll give a total score of this at the end, but part 2, bigger budget, goes a little bit harder, and I almost think it's to a detriment.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but not like it doesn't make it a bad movie. But basically the whole time I'm thinking this is more of a.
It's not as focused. I started thinking of Infernal Affairs, a little bit of oh god, what did they call it in the U.S.? The Departed.
Yeah, it's more of an organized crime movie than it is like The Raid, you know. So, but I mean, it's still got the same visceral, raw fight scenes and action for sure. But it's just the story's a little bit, they go somewhat overdone, but also like a little bit safe, kind of, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not something that's really new, but it's a different take on it, kind of. So
no, I thought the gore and violence was amped up a little bit harder. And since it's not in a contained environment, I also think that kind of leads the story going a little too many directions.
Yeah, there were a lot of plot lines at first.
The prison mud fight.
That was pretty awesome.
That
reminded me of? The freaking
Batman Begins.
Yes.
The
prison mud fight in Batman Begins. I'm like, this seems oddly similar.
So I looked at the release date. I was like, did this come out before Batman Begins, or did Batman Begins come out? Batman Begins had beaten this out.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously different, but in different tone, but like there's a lot of similarities too.
Yeah, I was watching, I was like, this is weirdly familiar. And I didn't think about it last time I watched it, and this time I'm watching it going, I gotta go check the date on IMDb real fast.
Yeah. And I thought they probably, I don't know. I can't think of specifically where, but I do think the second one was a tad bit long.
A little bit long.
They could have not cut stuff out, but they could have tightened the story up a little bit, I think.
And I felt the ending was a fuck you. I thought the ending was a huge fuck you.
To
the audience.
To the audience, really?
It's like there's a conversation going between Rama and the Japanese gang.
Yeah.
That shows up, and he's just like, I'm done. And then I was like, there's a lot of shit going on that's still not tied together. Like,
I don't know. He's pretty much done, though. I mean, he's probably just going to go back to his family and just, like, retire.
Well, they had the guy who was heading the unit where, to find out the corruption heading there, but
yeah,
like, they could have easily killed him.
I mean, they're probably gone before he gets there, though, is my guess.
Yeah, like, I was just like, all right, man, like, fuck.
I was thinking when he walked out there and they were there, I'm like, oh man, if he has to fight all these guys, there's no way he's done. And he was done, but he didn't fight him. So
what I do love is that our protagonist gets the shit kicked out of him during this. Like, he's cut, he's beaten, he's bruised, he's limping. Like, it's not like in a Jackie Chan movie or even Donnie Yen where there's very little like impact or damage done.
No, man, this was raw. Yeah, there was a point where I thought, he's probably gonna walk out and just freaking collapse.
Yeah,
It's
like
gotta be.
or die as soon as he walks out.
Yeah. But
You can look it up on YouTube. My two favorite characters in this are Hammer Girl and Bat Boy.
yeah, so I put on my black hoodie and then I was gonna pull it up and then bring my baseball bat, but I was like, that's a little much for
So Julia Stell, who plays Hammer Girl, Alicia, she is just a weirdly not known actress from Malaysia. I am strangely attracted to her, even though she's psychotic in that movie. She's a deaf mute, her character in it. So like her brother, the Bat Boy, is always kind of having the hand sign stuff. And if you don't have subtitles turned on, they don't tell you what they're actually saying.
Really? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So I had the audio on. I had watched before in videos where, when he does the whole hand signs, like they say what it is, and then she's wearing these huge glasses.
That bugged me the whole time. And I'm like, why? How the fuck and why the fuck is she wearing these huge dumbass glasses the whole time? And then when they get knocked off, I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's a nice little detail. Makes sense.
So like they're both proficient killers with these two fucking weird weapons, which of course, like an aluminum baseball bat, like I've seen them used enough. You hear that ping,
mm-hmm.
And especially if it's someone's fucking skull. But she's using two claw hammers. And there is a fight on the train that is so fucking brutal. With her.
Yeah.
She's ripping people's tendons. She's getting under their chin and ripping. It's crazy. And then he's doing Babe Ruth, pointing and taking a ball out of his pocket and smacking people in the head with it. And he's
he say? Give me that ball back, or throw me that ball.
He's like, hey, give me the ball back. And then the one guy throws it out the door, and he's like, shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Can I just say how fucking awesome it was, though, that Rama, is that how you say it?
Yes.
At the end, he takes the bat and he just plows that guy's face with it, and it's just stuck in his jaw. And when he like falls over, it just stops because the bat is like vertically hitting the ground, and I'm just like, oh, that's cool.
He also he rips Hammer Girl's throat open with one of her hammers. But there's a point where she's got the claws and she's going at his feet on the ground.
Oh, man, yeah.
Like it's such a free-flowing fight where like it's just turning from character to character constantly. I'm just like, fuck, like to be able to do that choreography, like it does not look easy.
No, man. Like, that's. I don't know. These people knew what they were doing when it comes to fighting, for sure. So.
Yeah, and for these two people, like, and before that one hallway fight where the guy with the cane is like, go take care of it, where the brother's like grabbing her and she's like trying to grab her purse as he's grabbing her. Like, it was just one of those weird little scenes because she keeps her hammers in her purse.
Yeah.
Like, just, of
course. That was awesome, man. And can I just say that bar at that hotel or wherever they were at, when I build my house, that bar is going to be like a prototype in my head for what I want. That was a cool ass bar, the way it was lit. Like, it honestly had the Shining vibes a little bit.
A little bit.
I mean, it's obviously modern and updated, but there were aspects that were kind of like the Shining vibes. So,
yeah, I didn't hate this movie. Like, it's still good, but I just
not as good as the first.
It's a little lesser than the first, which every sequel you kind of go through that.
Yeah, it kind of ends up.
And I'd love to say there's more to talk about these movies, but there's not a whole lot of plot.
They're pretty self-explanatory.
And YouTube will rip this shit down if I steal and use clips, so I'm just not going to do that. Because Big Trouble in Little China, for that intro I made, they sent a copyright claim against me.
Really?
Yep, sure did.
Oh, man.
Yep, for using audio.
Well, is that Disney?
Nope. That is Universal.
Universal, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, they're everywhere now. Like, it's getting pretty bad. Yeah. If I start recording my own content, I'm not sure I'm gonna be doing it on YouTube. Even though Like, I won't.
Oh no,
I don't care about the.
They're coming after Twitch now too.
No, but I'm gonna go to like a free platform like Rumble or something else. And I'll just send my friends links and just be like, like even if I don't get views or exposure, I don't really care about them.
So for these two movies, I'd probably give the first one an 8. And the second one, I'm probably like a 6.5. But 6.5 overall. But if you take 2 or 3 fights in this movie, it's like a 9. Also, the hook knife fight.
Oh, jeez.
In the kitchen.
What are the name of those weapons? God dang it.
I don't know what they're called, but holy shit.
Yeah.
And then, like, they go into that wine room.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, God, the way Rama likes hitting people with fucking bottles and ripping their heads with them, like, it's a given. I was like, oh, he didn't use any. Huh.
So, I was thinking, like, I wonder if that's real, like, expensive. I'm like, nah, that can't be real expensive wine bottles. Not for $4 million. Those got to be mock-ups.
There was the nightclub bar fight too with the guy with the long hair.
Oh yeah.
That was especially brutal when he just keeps bashing that guy's head against the concrete outside in the snow.
That nightclub was cool as shit. Actually, it reminded me of a nightclub in Chicago. I don't know what it's called now. It's been closed and reopened like a dozen times the last 15 years, but yeah, it is pretty cool.
I don't know if there's any movies I could actually like compare this to. Like Tony Jaa's The Protector, maybe in terms of like fighting insanity, might be the closest.
Oddly enough, and I'm probably wrong in the way I was remembering when watching this, but the first one sort of, I guess maybe the beginning of the second one too, a little bit, gave me Jean-Claude Van Damme Death Warrant vibes.
I never saw Death Warrant. Death Warrant.
Well, it's a prison thing again, and he's like, I don't know if he was a cop or undercover or something, but
did he have a mullet in it, or was this?
No, this was crew cut Van Damme. But yeah, it was like that's the kind of vibes I got from it. But I will say, so you gave the first one a 8, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably about the same I would give. I had a huge problem with the color tone of the first one.
Yeah.
It was too devoid of color, I thought, and like grayish, like.
So you're saying they Zack Snyder'd it?
Kind of, yeah. And I'm not a huge fan of, because I've seen his stuff recolored, and I'm like, I like the recolored stuff better. But
and I think it might have been just they didn't have the money.
Well, and that's what I was thinking was, I guess, budget restraints. Okay, yeah, but like, and also to kind of hide any special effects they might have used, because I'm sure whatever they did use was like pretty inexpensive. So.
Probably.
Which is fair. So I don't knock it as far as a rating for that, but just as a enjoyment standpoint, I'm like, oh man, it kind of sucks that the color tone, and I don't know if you call that.
TV will not matter when you watch this. It really
like I put it on dynamic, and it still was just like, But the second one, I will say, is way better. Whatever they shot that on, it was like, yeah.
Well, definitely $4 million budget makes
4K like quality, yeah. So. But I would say 8 for the first one too. That's about right. 7, 8. We'll call it 8.
Yeah, the second one, like again, like everything that had Hammer Girl and Bat Boy in, I was just like fucking great. And that last fight, but really, those were the real memorable things. And when he throws that fucking guy's face on the griddle.
Oh yeah, the cop.
Yeah.
And then he realizes, he's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, like, in a restaurant, like, in there, and he's fighting, and then grabs the guy's face and drags it across a hot, like, griddle.
So I just thought about like being at one of those like hibachi places and like
Yes.
someone doing that, and I'm just like, oof.
Basically, at a Benihana.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, the second one, I would actually say that's about a 7 for me.
Yeah, like again, there's parts that elevate it probably higher than it should be,
but no higher than a 7. It could go
No.
lower. It could go 6.5, like you said, or maybe.
Yeah,
But no higher than a 7. But yeah, that's about what I feel on the second one. Is about a 7. So
are both movies entertaining? Yes. The time of watching it will fly by, especially the first one, because really every dead part is basically them being quiet, trying to sneak around while someone's trying to get into the room they're in.
Yeah, that first one just crazy flew by.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't get up, do anything during that one. I actually waited to feed my cat until after that one was over. So
that's one of the ones, if you actually have to get up, just pause it. Don't leave it running.
Yeah.
Because you're going to miss them.
I did leave a couple times to do a couple things like right in the vicinity, but like I left it running and I really didn't miss much. So
yeah, like whenever Alicia the Hammer Girl's covered in blood, I was like, that's weirdly hot.
Yeah, that subway scene was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
pretty awesome.
Although the scene out in the field where they take that spiked axe and put it into the guy's fucking
where he's
head.
Like, have mercy or whatever, and the guy like, oof.
And then there was like a weird Marlon Brando scene with the father of the kid who wants to be in charge, where his dad's beating the shit out of him. It was very close to, you can act like a man.
Yeah. And at the beginning of the second one, I think it was the beginning, because later it's a little different. But when they take his brother out to the corn or the fields, I don't know what kind of fields they were, but it reminded me of not gonna lie, it reminded me of Casino.
Yeah,
where they take Pesci and his brother out there. But
so we both really like the movies. It's weird that it's a movie that it's very hard to talk about because there's so much action.
Yeah, but I just still. I'm the older I get, for some reason, the more impressed I am with these foreign films. But here's the thing, though, if there's anybody watching or in the future, obviously I'm a fan of practical, like straightforward kind of movies and filming, and not a huge fan of the all CGI stuff. So this stuff really appeals to me, regardless of the genre. So. Yeah.
So has there been any movies you've watched recently that have kind of gotten your attention, or you hated, loved?
Honestly, I haven't really watched any movies per se. I watched, again, last night I was talking about how much I just am in love with The Mandalorian. So I finally started watching that because I thought I'd canceled my Disney Plus. And then it got charged on my PayPal, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? And so I was like, well, I guess I got another month. I'll try to find something. And I'm like a kind of like a passive Star Wars fan. I wouldn't call myself a hater, or, I'm not I guess I would say if I had to pick between Star Trek and Star Wars, I'd probably lean Star Trek more of the time. But I will say The Mandalorian, dude, that's just right up my fucking alley. Like, I think it's, for me, it is what exemplifies my favorite parts of Star Wars, and is the best Star Wars product that I've seen.
Did you watch both seasons or just the one?
Oh yeah, I got it done in like not even 2 weeks, I don't think so.
I did like Hawkeye. I really liked Hawkeye on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I saw all the Marvel shows and stuff, but I was like, well, I guess I can just cancel it now because I don't know.
Watch Book of Boba Fett before you cancel.
Yeah, my one.
No, it ties in the Mandalorian like heavily.
So I'm looking forward to the heavily Mandalorian episodes later.
Yeah,
but he said the first 3 of Boba Fett are kind of a slog to get through a little bit. So
I finished up Peacemaker. I fucking love that show.
Yeah, man, everybody's telling me that. I was like, you gotta watch it, Carlito, you know. And I'm just like, well, at the beginning of the year in January, I canceled all of my subscription services except Netflix and Prime. So
See, Netflix is the one I think I'm starting to have like a breakup vibe with.
I am too, but I'm waiting for Stranger Things.
So. I will recommend though. They put a movie doc series on there called "The Movies That Made Us."
Oh yeah.
And I think there's like 13 episodes, and there's everything from the original John Carpenter Halloween all the way to Ghostbusters.
Is it just the one series, or is there 2 series?
It's 3 seasons.
3 seasons,
and each one is like 4 to 5 episodes. The last season was almost all horror movies: Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween.
Yeah.
I
should watch those.
Yeah. Shudder also had the series that came out that's almost kind of the same, except it's from the horror angle. It's all horror movies. They did one for The Exorcist.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man, I still remember the first time I saw that movie. I was at home from school, alone, sick. And I think it was a brief period where my parents had HBO for free. And
I remember watching it on TV and then watching the actual full version and going, wait, what you do with that cross?
Dude. And then I remember going
Your mother sucks cocks.
Re-release with the added footage when she's walking down the stairs back, or I should say crawling down the stairs back. I was like, what the fuck? It's creepy. But
yeah, definitely Matt Reeves' Batman is on the horizon. I will be seeing that Friday night. Yeah.
Shit.
There's
tickets yet. They're probably sold out now.
There's Tuesday fan appreciation showings at like 7 p.m. at certain theaters. I'm staying the fuck away from that one.
Yeah.
They loosened their COVID restrictions down here, so like I feel like people will go to that Tuesday one. So Friday night when I go, probably be a little bit better. Although they're only doing 2 IMAX showings, and 3 o'clock in the afternoon is the last IMAX showing they're having.
Really?
Which makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Unless it's also a 3-hour movie.
Oh, 3 hours. Okay. Well.
Yeah. But still, I was like, you're not going to mix in a 7 o'clock showing?
Yeah,
like,
still fit a 7:30 in there. That's weird.
Yeah, but whatever. Like, if I have to see it in normal, so be it. I don't care.
So actually, I think my buddy did buy me a ticket for an IMAX showing. So maybe I should check in with him on that. About my ticket, but
I don't know what else is coming out in the near future.
Dude, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, I'm excited for that, but I think that's May.
Mm-hmm. There's something coming out the end of this. Well, I guess that would be now. But I thought I was kind of psyched for. Maybe not. Maybe it's March. I don't know. I know May is when stuff's really going to start to kick in. So
yeah, March is a pretty dead month.
Relax and stuff. That things are really going to ramp up in Hollywood. So
something called the Black Crab.
The Black Crab.
Yeah, like.
So have you seen any good horror lately? Like B movies, whatever that's on streaming that I.
So there is a huge argument in the horror community right now about fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, the reboot.
Yeah,
I saw some posts about that.
People are losing their fucking minds over this, and just I don't care enough.
Yeah,
Fantastic Beasts, the new one comes out in April.
Oh, okay.
I'm really interested in seeing oh god, what the fuck's his name from Hannibal, Casino Royale? Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
As taking the Johnny Depp place. I think Morbius was already passed. It was already pushed back, so that's not coming out in April anymore.
They're not going to do it in May with Doctor Strange, are they?
I think they're pushing it back even further.
Like June or July or something.
The Northman.
God, dude, I was going to rewatch Infinity War and Endgame last night because it's been a while, but I ended up getting on live stream and just burning the night away. But
Doctor Strange, May 6th.
May 6th, okay.
Obi-Wan Kenobi series starts May 25th.
I gotta say, I really don't care about that. I don't know why.
So June has a movie I'm really looking forward to. The Black Phone with Ethan Hawke. It is a horror movie.
The Russian bots are here.
Oh, awesome.
Wait, I was waiting. Somebody to join the chat, but not them.
Listen, you get the Ukraine, deal with that, not live streams.
Yeah.
Thor Love and Thunder, July 8th. Father of the Bride, they're re-releasing that or remastering that.
Dude, I'm not even a moderator on this channel. What the hell?
Oh.
I was gonna get rid of him, but I blocked him instead. I don't know. See that shit. So it's all good. You don't have to do that. I just was kidding.
Oh no, I'm blocking him. Black Adam, July 29th. The House Party reboot?
No. That's so that new Jordan Peele movie? Nope. That's the House Party reboot. Nope.
I'm probably the only person who doesn't really love the Jordan Peele movies.
I'm here too.
They're okay. They're well made. Like I don't know. Like overhyped would be the word. By the time I saw them, I was just like, okay, like they're not bad, but like why it's the It Follows thing with me again, where like by the time I saw it,
Get Out was his best one so far, in my opinion. But
I thought the Us was better shot.
Oh, okay. I won't disagree with that, but as far as the overall movie goes,
yeah, I did almost think that the guy who worked for the TSA was going to be a recurring character, like in that universe. Like he was just going to keep showing up in every one of them.
Yeah, the JPU baby, Jordan Peele.
Yeah. This is going to be a kind of shorter episode because I have to start prepping for my next episode. I have 2 streams tonight.
Wait, what's your other stream again?
We're doing Beta Ray Bill for Ink Panels Book Club at 10 o'clock. I'm still waking up, and that's not good. Yeah, wake up, have some scotch. Or
just have some Monster. That'll wake you up. I had to do that because I was at the end of the second one. I was feeling sleepy, and I don't have time to take a nap. So I was like, all right, I'm getting a Monster.
I got like 4 hours sleep. I went to bed at like 4 a.m. and then my cat came in at like 7:45 and started meowing. I was like,
they're on a schedule, man. You got to get up when they are hungry.
I was just like, fine, I'll give you your fancy feast because he's on wet food now. So it's like, clock, plop.
Yep.
All right, leave me alone. So I don't know what we're gonna do for next episode. We'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, I had an idea come to me, and then now I obviously can't think of it since all the scotch. But but yeah, I'll message you if it comes back.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and end this. I know it's a little bit earlier than normal, but again, this was a weird movie where there wasn't a whole lot to talk about.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of interest in it.
No, hell, if one person ends up watching it because of this, then I'll be happy, and then just think this could have been a Deathstroke movie.
God, man, I just
And
because
for God's
on
sakes,
Arkham, the animated movie is freaking
yes.
awesome. So,
And for God's sakes, do yourselves a favor if you haven't watched it. Dread with Carl Urban, fucking amazing movie. And I'd say it's close to this vein, except funnier.
bottoms up.
I actually finished mine.
Yeah, me too.
I'm done for a while. I've been drinking Pepsi.
Usually I pour just like a little bit, and then I got to get a second pour. This time I was like, I'll go like with a huge ice cube in it. I'll go a little bit higher. And
I did 2.5 fingers.
I didn't think I'd be able to finish it, but yeah, here we are. Not barely an hour later.
Yeah. Again, this was kind of one of the weirder episodes, and we'll probably do something a little bit more artistic next time. Not that there's art not in this.
We should go back to sci-fi, I think.
We could. I think of a sci-fi movie I haven't watched, or maybe watched.
Have you seen Annihilation?
I have.
It
also makes my head hurt. It makes my head hurt a little bit because there's a lot fucking going on in that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There is a lot, but I love that director.
Was it the same guy that did Ex Machina, right?
Yeah, Alex Garland.
Yeah.
Ex Machina is another one where like
I fucking love that movie, man.
Yeah.
It is so like it's me.
Yeah, and then you have Oscar Isaac in it, and then the guy who played Hux, Domhnall Gleeson, who was one of the Weasleys.
And he was good in the Black Mirror
yes
episode he was in too. So
Black Mirror is another one of those series that like
that first series, holy shit. So
that
good.
First episode, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. I tell you.
I mean, when you start with someone fucking a pig on TV, like that's your first episode. And I just remember going, of course the wife's gonna leave him. Fuck, like he just fucked the pig.
I just wish there was some way we could like get Jen to talk about that for 5 minutes, just me, you, and her about Black Mirror.
She loves Black Mirror.
I can see that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll float it by her one of these days. Like I feel like John might be a fan of Black Mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I know at some point
he probably would be.
I know at some point we're gonna do Miller's Crossing. I just got my Criterion a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I've been trying to watch that on Blu-ray or 4K. I don't think it's on 4K, but Blu-ray.
The Criterion came out on Blu-ray. No digital copy, of course, because Criterion basically doesn't believe in digital.
I don't really care about that either, to be honest. Like, I should start selling my digital codes because.
So it's kind of nifty to have when sometimes I don't want to get up and start searching, even though I have it organized. I know exactly where the disc is, but on my Apple TV, I can just go click.
See, I've got Logan on Google Play, or it shows up on your YouTube, I think.
Yeah,
because it's connected or whatever. But like, I never remember. I always forget about it, and I always just want to watch the physical copy, so I don't even like it's on there, but I.
That's one I wish I had in 4K.
I want to watch the black and white.
I've got that on the second disc.
Yeah, I got that special. I need to.
I haven't sat down and watched it because like I really like that movie a lot.
I fucking love that movie. I got the poster right up here. You guys can't see it, but
I remember being surprised because I was like, okay, like the last one I enjoyed for the bullshit of it. With Logan in Japan, and then I was like, okay, wow, this one's fucking deep, like deep.
Yeah, I even like the Wolverine with the bullshit in Japan, and like
it was a fun movie, but like it wasn't art like this one was.
No, it wasn't.
I didn't know the director had that in him.
There were deep moments at the beginning, but then you could tell it veered off to the studio direction. But like with the bear and stuff. So.
Yes. Although him walking into the bar like, one of you
fuck.
motherfuckers.
I fucking love that shit.
So we will see you next month, everybody. We'll be posting what our next movie will be as soon as we figure it out. And as always, hit us up on Instagram if you think there's a movie that we should talk about. Or tell us your thoughts about this movie. I'm around. If you DM me, it might go into a spam folder if I'm not friends with you. So just a warning.
I just changed my name, so you can find me on the Twitters and the IGs with the @. That's all I did.
Yeah, well, it's in the description as well.
Gotcha.
By the way, like I saw you were gonna make YouTube stuff.
Yeah, I touched on that earlier. Yes and no. Like I've been doing a lot of lives.
Yeah.
See or not see, or I'll be around on those. I'm still on the fence on whether or not I'm actually gonna just start publishing stuff because I don't know. I might do it just for my own amusement, but I'm not really expecting.
The guy at the liquor store told me about a YouTube channel called the Try This Channel, and basically they're just randomly trying different liquors.
Huh.
So that's where he first found out about the Jameson Black Barrel.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, because they tried all the Jamesons.
I don't know when I found out about it. I don't know. It was 2 St. Patrick's Days ago.
And then they grabbed a bunch of the different peanut butter whiskeys to determine what was the best.
Actually, I think that came up in my recommendations, but I didn't watch it because a lot of days now, my whole feed of recommendations is like whiskey channels and trying whiskeys and stuff, and movies, and that's pretty much about it. So,
all right, everybody, thank you for watching or seeing it on the replay because we really haven't had any live viewers, but it is what it is. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.